Hello and good day. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org and the SEOmastermind.org, of course, as well. In today's video, what I'd love to share with you is the number one local SEO tips for ranking higher in Google in 2024. I really don't want to waste any time. I want to go ahead and share with you an example, all right? And this is fresh on my mind because I talk to business owners, clients, past clients, potential clients, and I run into this a lot, and I don't want this to happen to you. All right. The number one tip that I want to give to you is keep the main thing your main thing. For instance, this morning, I won't say any particular names, but I talked to a business owner, and he, or they, I should say, they offer, because it's a company, it could be anybody, right? They do fence. They're a fencing company. Now they do residential and don't mind, right? Commercial. Okay. They do residential. They do commercial. They do aluminium or aluminum, depending on where you're from. And my spelling is horrendous, so bear with me. I'm an SEO, I've never won a spelling bee ever in my entire life. Aluminum. Close enough. Aluminum, steel, wood, and that'll drive people crazy though. So let's go back over here. Okay. Here, I'll even grab it for you. All right. So that way nobody can say, all right. Okay. I missed a couple M's. They do residential, commercial, aluminum, steel, wood. This is what they offer, right? They also offer repair and they do installation. Now, as soon as I talked to the client, I asked them, what is the number one thing that you do? Where does all of your business come from? So what we did is we went on over and we did a search inside of Search Console. And I'm going to make another video related to doing reject searches inside of Search Console. So we were able to look up primary key terms, or what we did in the particular areas that we're doing them. And also we were also able to search, okay, which locations are best, what services are best, what is coming in, but most importantly, what does the client want to do? Or what do you want to do? So I asked them, what's the number one thing that you want? Because when I take a look at this particular list here, and I'm sure for your business, you might be doing roofing. You might have different types of roof. You might do residential. You might do commercial. There might be, I don't know much about roofing, but there's probably different types. And then you probably do repairs and you probably do installation. But what's the main thing that you want? Right? And that was the number one topic of our conversation. See, there's residential and there's commercial. There's features, but then it comes down to, well, what's the actual service? Well, we don't want to focus on anything but installation. So the main thing is installation. Great. So we offer installation. And then where do we offer it? Well, we offer installation in, let's just say, location 1. We do location 2. And we have location 3. Okay. And then what's more important? The installation near me, or repairs? Well, the installation is most important. Okay. And then where is there more search volume? Is it the installation, or is it the installation of certain types or features? So what I'm getting at here today, and what I'm sharing with you, is keep your main thing your main thing. And what I mean by this, for using this example from the gentleman that I spoke to this morning, if I came over here, let's just say that this is chris.com, right? Let's just say, for instance. And what do we offer? Well, we offer fence installation. And where do we do it? Well, we do it in location 1, right? So this would be the recommendation. Now, why would I tell them to do it like this instead of building a category page or a top level category? Why did I build it off the root? Well, because in the instance this morning, when I spoke to my client, when I looked at the top performers, it was home pages and pages that were directly off the root. This drastically influences how we're going to build the foundation of the website. Here's what I mean by this. Like I said, these are the tips for ranking in 2024. Let me share this with you. So I've done this before, but I never built it out. I never went through them all. And I'll break this down chronologically at the very end. So stick with me. I just want to get through all the tips first and foremost. So the first tip, was, hey, keep the main thing the main thing. Think to yourself, what is the most important service that I want to provide? You need to look at it as, is it features or is it a primary service? And then what's most important? And then what trumps each other? Would it be aluminum fence, or is it going to be shingle roofs? Is it going to be ceramic roofs? Is it going to be a metal roof, right? Is it features, locations, or services? What is top priority for you? Secondly is, well, what's more important to you? Is there specific locations? Lead with that. The next tip that I want to piece out for you is look at the SERP. Look at your competition. What is Google rewarding? Let's go ahead and use this example that we're talking about now, fences. Okay. So if I want to do fencing, so let's just say it's fence installation in, I don't know, New Hartford, CT, Connecticut, right? There's a musical artist that I was listening to this morning that they're from New Hartford. Anyway, when I scroll down here and I'm looking for fence installation and we're looking in for contractors, I could see homepage, right? These are directories. So these are going to be segmented, but these are directories. They're going to show up in every SERP. What players look like me? Now, does it think that I'm here? It does. Great. Fence installation, New Hartford, Connecticut. Structured. This is this. This is a government website. Okay. Homepage, Atlas. So we're looking for players that look like us. This right here is a top level page. Homepage. This right here is a top level page. So this tells me if I have multiple locations, even though I don't have a location there, then what I need to do is either optimize my homepage for one keyword and one service, which I don't want to do, or the next best thing to do is let's build it off of the root. We are Chris's Fence Company, and we provide fence installation in this location. Let me share with you what I mean by this. So just like this example here. Now, if I was looking down the list and all 10 players were sites that looked like mine, all right, back to these two examples. If I look down this list and every player in the SERP, what I mean by player is sites that I'm competing against. If I look down this SERP right here and every single player has a top level category page with multiple locations off of it, then that's how we structure the site. Let me share this with you. So this right here is going to be fence installation plus location. Now, if I were to do it, if I were to have all the competition having a structured or a parent-child website, and every site was like that, in every location that I wanted to provide service in, then that's exactly how I would structure my site. I would have fence installation just like this, Control C, Control V, like this, right? But you have to look at the SERP. Every single thing that we do in SEO, we're matching and mirroring what Google is rewarding, right? This starts with the speed. We look at speed of the website. We are matching and mirroring CRO or conversion rate optimization efforts, right? We're matching and mirroring ads. Hey, what's converting? What's been running the longest? We're matching on page. We're matching backlinks. We're matching CTR. Why wouldn't we match the foundation? And when this clicked in my mind, we were able to execute on a very large website a lot faster and reach success faster. We want to give Google what they're rewarding, period, end. So far I've given you 2 tips that are massively impactful for ranking in Google in 2024 if you're a local business website. Step number 1 or tip number 1 is keep the main thing the main thing. Like I mentioned before, you might offer, and I broke these up to make it simple, more simple. You might offer residential and commercial. You might offer aluminum, steel, wood, different features. You might do installation and repair, but what's most important to you, right? And then if you're looking at, well, installing aluminum specifically is very important, but not as important as steel. Well, and I also do repair. Look it up. Where's the volume? What are people looking for? Just because somebody needs a repair doesn't mean that the vast majority of people aren't looking for a fence contractor or an install company. They might probably just be looking for a contractor, right? You need to take these things into account. But the objective here is to minimize, right, the amount of dead pages that we have. And this brings me to the very next tip. We don't want dead wood, because even though it's dead, right, meaning it's not getting traffic or clicks, it's not being rewarded by Google, I'm still calling Google to the site. So if I have 100 pages on my site and only 10 of them are getting traffic and the 90% don't get anything at all, what's the value of those as a local business owner? Now I'm calling Google and saying, hey, come on over here, but 90% of my site is nothing. It means nothing to you. Why do we keep calling them? So now let's talk about the next piece. Every single page should provide value. And I've covered this before, but I'm just putting the tips together for you. Let's talk about the next element, which is going to be informational or building out topical authority. Okay. Most business owners that I look at today are starting with the topical authority. All right. Now, I think you should execute topical authority by answering information about X topic, whatever it is, roofing, chiropractor, dentist, whatever you are, right? Building the authority or depth of concept comes by building out supporting content to the main idea. Okay. Here's how we do this. Now, what I see today is I see a lot of business owners doing this. Okay. They'll get the first piece, right? They'll do this. They'll have website.com. Okay. They'll build website.com/blog. And then what they'll do is they'll have website.com/blog/8 tips for, sciatica nerves, I guess, whatever it is, right? I pushed the wrong button here. Yep, 8 tips. So when we take a look here, we have website, we have a blog section, right? And then we're building all the authority in a hard silo back to blog, right? Another piece that I noticed that they'll do is they'll also have this website.com/service area, right? Area. They'll build out a service area page and list all their areas. And then on top of that, what they'll do is they'll have this website.com, and then they'll just have a service. So they'll have their location pages all optimized. So they'll have service pages that are optimized all around all the different services that they provide and all the different locations. They're never optimized towards service plus location. And we know that Google rewards expertise. They want to trust us, and they want to have the most optimal page showing up at the top. You can't be the expert of everything, right? So what I would highly suggest, instead of building out a service area page and then building out a service page and talking about all the locations, or better yet, building a blog section and talking about all types of different tips that have nothing that support a sale, what I would highly recommend instead is when you're building out your websites, okay, and you're building out your service pages, I can have service tip 1. I could build out service tip 2, right? I could have service I could have my service page, or I might as well call it service pages because that's what I've been doing. Service pages tips. Does this make sense to you? I have because it doesn't always, this goes back to another point. It doesn't always make sense to build out all the location pages. See, not everybody's website or everybody's location is going to warrant us taking the time, the effort, and spending the resources in creating a million different location pages, right? Oftentimes what you can do, and I guess this will be tip number 4, is you can take this structure right here, okay? Here, let me point this out to you. Oftentimes you can do this. Let me just take this here. Control C, okay? Control V. Here, let me just take this right here. Oftentimes what you can do is you can do this. You can write about the service, okay? I could write about the service, and on that page, just having an unordered list or an ordered list, like I build out a piece of content, 1,500 words, 2,000 words, whatever it is, the right headers, the right optimization, and inside that page, instead of building out dedicated location pages, by just talking about those specific locations in header tags or unordered lists, I'm able to capture those locations. What I mean by this is when you have your service page, all I'm doing is inside of either H3s or H4s or an unordered list, I just mention the location, areas we service. I'm on a service page. I talk about the areas we service. I put the list of areas and we went. Oftentimes in these tiny little towns, that's all it takes. That's it. All right. So this right here is service page, add list of locations for small areas. Okay. This is the tip. All right. This tip right here is build the actual, this right here. These are here, let me get rid of this because this is the bad stuff. This tip right here is I'm saying, hey, build a top level page for the service / build my information to support that idea. Supporting isn't just through internal linking. It can also mean through the structure. The other tip that we talk about over here is make the main thing the main thing. If I do installation, repair, commercial, residential, I have steel, I do fence, I do wood, I do all of this, let's boil it down to what is most important, what are people actually looking for, and where does your business make dollars? Let's optimize the website around what makes you dollars. It's the whole purpose of the website, right? So put up the pages that mean the most to you. And then later, once we can get some type of digital success, then we can start expanding if you want. Okay. I'll answer any questions that you have. I hope that this helps you out. I hope that this is clear. Hopefully the multiple ideas aren't confusing you. If they are, please ask and I'll be happy to help you. Shrub says hello. Hello to you, sir. Next one is, hey, dude, when you have an e-commerce website, for example, 150 to 200 products, should we publish all of them at the same time and try to get them indexed, or should we schedule the posting? Okay, if I have an e-com website, right, usually, generally, if I have multiple variations of the same exact thing, I want to follow and index the top level page, and then each of the products or variant pages I know index follow. And the reason for this, and I have very limited, take this with a grain of salt. There's other people that focus on this primarily. However, I've worked on rug websites. I've worked on very large websites in the past, a jewelry site, a rug website, most notable. Oh, we did fake jewelry before too. And what we did is it was on Shopify. And on the Shopify website, we had website.com/collection, right? It's the collection page of whatever the product is. And then we'd have different products and product variants, but it was all the same thing, like say gold jewelry or area rugs or whatever it is. So what we would look to do is rank that top level page, and then we would no index all of these other pages. Why? Because it was essentially the same page over and over and over and over again. So we just wanted to rank that top level page. We built all of our links there. We built all of our internal link flow there. And that would be my recommendation. Now, to answer your question about, hey, I have a bunch of pages, let's look at this from a local standpoint. I have a boatload of pages, 150 pages. Is it a good idea to put these up on a schedule? Yes. Yes, it is. Not only for indexing and crawling, but just for overall uptake of your new pages. You'll do a lot better if you slow down the process. All right. If you're doing everything natural, not using indexers or crawlers or APIs or building links or doing anything else, just creating pages, I would slow it down. I would slow it down to somewhere around the neighborhood of 4 to 5 on a daily basis. You could probably do maybe more. Don't hold me to it. I'm not Google. The next question here is 5 to 10 products each day until they're all published. Does this make difference? Okay, so there you go. Once they spread out. So it looks like you're thinking the same thing. I would upload as many as you could get away with. How about we keep it at that? Try 10. If Google is eating the 10, great. Keep it at 10. Maybe try 20. If they eat all 20, or let's say they eat 17, then try 17. I would do whatever Google's willing to help you with. All websites are different. Their indexing rate is different. They get crawled differently. They get seen differently. It depends on the site. All right. Next question here. Hey, Chris, how do you manage your local clients and report them at the end of the month or ongoing? Clients that are monthly or recurring, I meet with them on a weekly or a monthly basis. All other clients, which are primarily white label, we give a white label report based upon deliverables. I primarily do everything deliverable based unless it's a monthly recurring where they're paying for time. Then I just take all the deliverables, all of the results, and I meet with them biweekly or on a monthly basis. And that's how I do it. I find it to be easy, transparent, simple. I did a video not too long ago. It was a literal sheet that I did with a client. This was the deliverable base for all of the work except for links. You could check that out. That's how I do everything for everybody. Everything's based on time plus hard cost equals their fee. All right. All right. Any other questions before we hit the road here? I think we got about 20 minutes in. I hope this was clear and concise. Make the main thing the main thing. If it's installation, great. We talked about that. Over here, we talked about having primary pages and then having informational pages to support that main idea and build internal link flow up, or however you want to look at it. At the end of the day, I'm building supporting pages to support the main idea, which is service. And then this down here is when you're in small locations, you don't always have to build out a trillion little town service pages. Oftentimes, if I just build one authoritative page and mention them, I can win a lot of those smaller areas. Those would be the 3 tips. I know I gave 4, but 3 main tips for today. If you have any questions related to local SEO, pretty much anything, never hesitate to go ahead and ask in the section below. I'll give you one more second to ask a question. If not, I'll hit the road. This right here is a question. It says, hey, Chris, did you try through one redirect website have a loot of backlinks? I've tried it lots of times. And you generally lose quite a few of them. There's ways to retain a lot. What I've noticed is when you buy a website, even if it's been dropped, what you'll do is you'll run that website through a indexer, we'll call it an indexer, to re-index the links that were pointing to the site originally. Sometimes this could be hundreds of thousands of links. It can be expensive, but then you have a higher uptake rate when you relaunch the website. I hope that makes sense to you. Buy a website, download the backlink profile, take the backlink profile, not referring domain, backlink profile, give it to Synbite or whoever you're using, let them run the indexer on it, and then you launch your site, okay? You'll get a much higher success rate. It's all about crawl. Plus, I'm a firm believer of the link decay. I talked with Ted Kabitis, I think, was the first person to actually give it the name. And I was like, yes, I've noticed this. I love the name. I'm running with it. Link decay. Links lose value over time. No question. And I like this word, link decay, and I credit that to Ted. I just called it, hey, they lose value over time. Like, what sounds better? Links lose value over time or link decay? Right? Let's move on. Great. I need a perfect report sheet so clients can understand the process without asking me. See, this is the thing, my friends. Every SEO, like, I talked to my brother about this. Like, you think, like, there's no such thing as running services without any client interaction. Your whole job is holding them by their hand and helping them with every little pet peeve that they could possibly have. Your job is setting expectation and working them through the process so they can have patience enough to reach the finish line. Their brains work faster than Google. And in between that time, your job is to make sure that they stay on board with you so they can find success. If not, all your hard work is going to be credited to the next guy. This used to happen to me all the time. I would do all this work. In the first 90 days, they'd start to see a success on their way up. They'd say, oh, Chris, it's stagnant. I'm like, please just hold in there. We're almost there. They'd buy another batch of links. They'd go to somewhere else, and then the guy would fly, and the dude would message me back and say, oh, this new company is going crazy. They didn't optimize the pages. They didn't do anything except for wait time, and they saw the benefits months later, and the other company got credited. Your job as an SEO is to definitely do the work, of course, be as transparent as possible, but it's all about client expectation and making sure that you answer every small pet peeve and talk to them every step of the way. this junk of not being able to talk to them. Like I've lost so many clients by limiting the amount of communication. Like you can't just sell them high quality deliverables. I've tried, trust me. Like there has to be constant, endless communication back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It'll drive you crazy. But this is what it's going to take to be a success and to charge what the service is worth. Because if you go low end, you get low end clients. If you charge high end, you got to have a high end service. That's that. I'm telling you, brother, not having any communication, or if that's your goal, you're going to see a failure. I promise you, bro. I tried it. It's going to be nothing but grief, right? And then too, like even when you start cranking up the ads, like we have such a great flow now. I've been blessed. Thank you so much for everything. But even when you're cranking up ad flow and you figured out the formula for, I don't want to say an endless supply of leads, like even if people are just coming in and buying one-offs, like there's customer service is number one. That retention matters. So I hope I've nailed that point home, my friend. If you want to, you don't want to figure out how to not talk to them. You want to figure out how to talk to them more. That's the key. If you could talk to them more, they'll stay with you forever, especially as you're being transparent, doing a good job, and working with them in their business. That's the objective. You know, it's just that most clients don't want to pay for the time that it takes for me to sit and answer every little tiny question about every little thing. Hey, when's the next report? Hey, when's this? Why is this citation? Why is there two? Hey, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Hey, can we meet? Hey, answer my text. Hey, that blah, blah, blah. And then you times that by 100. You see? Yeah. You need to be able to scale something that's unscalable, and then you'll find success. Anyway, moving on. Hey, can you do an example for a photography company? We need to create a new website. Do you have any tips for us? The last website is ranking on number 2 locally. I could give me a location and give me a list of services. And I'll tell you exactly what, in my opinion, we should do. Okay. Can you check GS Junk to improve structure? It has 800 pages and location. Okay. GS Junk, since you gave us the website, I'm going to go with you. All right. Nothing against you, BS, but this guy gave up the address. So GS Junk. I'll cover this and then I got to run. Okay. So it's a way to improve the structure, which is monumental to the overall success of a website. Hey, Chris, my website is still unverified. Is there something to make the verification quicker? Is it safe to buy such services? What do they actually do? Well, verifying your website through Google is that nobody should be charging you for that. Okay. This is literally a meta code that you add. Verifying through Google My Business, unless if I saw a way to guarantee it and offer it as a service, I would do it because we're able to do it, but I can't guarantee it. And that's why I don't sell it, right? I could get them, but I can't guarantee them. You see? And the last thing that I want is 4 months later when Google does a wash, 30% of the business is coming back and saying, hey, my business is down, like redo this. Like, nah. So I would be, as long as you're okay with a 50-50 chance of the business sticking, go with a service. Go with somebody, right? Even the best of the best guys that I know that are out here creating Google Business verified listings, they don't have 100% success rate and they don't guarantee them longer than 30 days. And that's some of the best guys that I know, like very well-known and non-well-known, that do this every day. So trust me, if I saw a way to guarantee it and put my name on it, I'd sell it. If I thought it could help somebody, I would sell it for sure. But we'll look at this in a second. Last person here. Let me take a look at this. Should I have location pages in the navigation menu or show location pages from the service pages? It depends on how many services you have. If it's 1 or 2, 3, 4, whatever fits in main navigation, I like to put them in the head, the foot, and in the body. But this is entirely up to you. All right. I just ran a test about I can't show you because it's a paid group and the guys get mad at me. I was about to just pull it up quick. But with that being said, here, let's go check out this site. So here's a site here. GS removal. All right. So, oh, it's G's. I see. See, oh, here it is. Okay, good, good. He didn't break the rule. I love it. Perfect. Okay. Services. So we have services. See, this is where we... Okay, so you have top levels. So you're about to build out... Oh, these are just mass page. Okay, I'm understanding here. So what we do is we buy junk. And then we do it in Jupiter, Winter, Longwood. So Longwood, Florida is in what county? Somali County. Okay. Bear with me here. Go out here to maps. Okay. Okay. Longwood, Ultima, Slavia. Okay. So you're going outside of, you're in multiple counties. Is that right, G? I assume your name's G. Because it says G's junk. So we're in multiple counties and we're targeting these particular cities, I should say, right? So we have multiple cities, but we also have multiple things that we do. All right. If you were coming to me as a client, I would say out of all of these, what do you got here? 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 18, 19, 20. You have 21 things that you do, right? Out of these 21 things that we provide, are all of them worthwhile? Are all of them, do all of them make you dollars? If the answer is yes, then the next question is, are these the locations that we want to offer this service in? And if the answer is yes, Chris, these are the locations that I want to target. These are all these services and all these locations are plush, baby. This is the best. And if the answer is yes, then you need to make the investment in your website for these location plus services. But then there's one last thing that lingers. Do these locations and these services support enough people to make it worthwhile for me to execute on the plan for the site? If the answer is no, then we shouldn't have all these locations. The services are probably winners. If I look them up individually, I guarantee there's traffic. Where you'll start running into trouble is with all these locations. That's why I started to look at the county. Give me 1 second here. This is a client. See? It's nonstop. To the gentleman that asked me about how do I alleviate, dude, it's nonstop. It doesn't stop. My phone doesn't stop from morning until night. It doesn't stop. My brother's phone plus the work phone, it doesn't stop. It's all day, different people, like brrr. Then there's email, there's the ticket system, then there's the live chat. Like it's nonstop. Then there's individual things that may need service. Like, oh, hey, you forgot a trailing slash on this link. Go fix it. Then there's those little things. you get what I'm saying? Like, it's madness, bro. You don't want to get away from communication. You want to run towards it. The more communication you have, the better. What I'm learning, the better off your business is. So like, I'm looking to scale what's unscalable, what's hard, what's impossible. Talking to everybody is impossible. But how do you do it? By adding people or systems. But I have not been able to find. Give me 1 second. Let me message this guy quick, and then we're going to talk about these locations. Give me 1, 2 seconds. All right, hang tight. Hayes, what are you doing exactly by the door? And why are you sitting here? Is there something I can help you with? Is there something that you need? Well, give me a moment because I'm on a call right this second, okay? Give me a moment. Okay, buddy? All right, so let's go back over here to G. All right, and let's see what he has to say. Let's go back down here. Go into city pages to find location service pages. Okay. So you go into each, and then when I'm inside of here, then you have, oh my gosh, bro. Okay. So, but if I go to this, oh my gosh, and it slows molasses. Okay. Under each of these, do we do the same thing? Beds, boats, campers, decks. So this is the true service list, right? Service trumps location, I would venture to guess, right? Like mattress removal is more important than mattress removal in Baton Beach, right? It doesn't matter the service. Service always trumps location. So then it starts when looking at this, the service list, is this service list different? Because I see boat, campers, warehouse, storage, trampoline, construction, swimming pool, furniture. But then when I go to the locations and I click on them, what we actually do is beds, carpets, estates, furniture, hot tub, playset, right? And maybe the order is different, but it looks like it's different, right? But this set right here is on every location page. Location is not as important as service. Service is the lead. And I'm venturing to guess in knowing this that people that are winning these SERPs, right, are probably leading with service and then they have their service location pages. Let's take a look and see. Let's go take a look at your locations that we service and let's take a look for the hardest. Let's take a look here. Where's big? Let me take a quick look. There's Daytona, Jupiter, Jacksonville. That could be a winner. Orlando. That could be a winner. Let's go take a look at Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is what your biggest here. Jacksonville, maybe Orlando. Melbourne's kind of good. Daytona's good. Coco's good. These are all nice little locations. Let's focus on Jacksonville, just because I think that there's good commercial intent there. Jacksonville, and I think it's a bigger city, right? So let's do Jacksonville. Who's winning? What's the number one thing that we remove? Like, what's the most important? I would venture to guess that it's going to be. Let me take a look at your list here. Well, boats, foreclosures, hoarding, offices, moving, garage, furniture, maybe. Let's go see what you're doing. Let's go look based on your website. Let's see what's actually driving you business currently, right? And then we'll make our assumptions from there, okay? Let's see what's actually working for you right now. Bear with me here. Let me pull this up. You can use a local save. That's perfectly fine. Let's come inside of here. GS junk. Okay, what are we getting right now? Oh, so there's nothing going on right now. Okay, fair enough. Okay, out of the 12, what is it for? Your name? I venture to guess that it's your name. Okay, so sheds. Just junk removal. So just junk removal plus city is your number one thing. Seems like a big winner to me. So currently, who's winning junk removal in Jacksonville? Who's the big winner? Other than probably some type of like chain or something. Junk removal in Jacksonville. Yeah, okay, so that's that guy. Okay, the Junk King. Okay. So, okay, in this case, I'm actually, it is, location is trumping service. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to us. We just want to win. So, what's Google rewarding? Great. Google's rewarding. So they're leading with location, and then then they have their service. Is this the case for Orlando? Is it the same? So Junk King is winning again. This guy, they do more than hauling, I think. And then these guys are leading with service, but they're not winning. These dudes just have a page up. Okay. So this guy was on 2 SERPs. What's another one that we do? Give me 1 second before I make a decision. Let's go to Daytona. Who's winning out there? What I'm looking for is structure now. Like, what's Google rewarding? We know that the big head term is really junk, and then these are the what's the word I'm looking for? The features, right? Like, yeah, we're a junk company, but then we do furniture, we do office, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this, and by the way, we do it here, 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 and here, right? So that makes sense to me. We are G's Junk Removal. G's Junk Removal offers services in these cities. These cities offer junk removal for these features, these services. Does that make sense? And now all I'm trying to understand now is, well, how does Google reward this? Which structure is being most wildly recognized? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the big head term, and then I'm just going to pick one random one, like beds or office junk or whatever the heck I decide to pick, and then go and see, is the structure the same each way? Is it the same for junk removal and for the individual junk itself? Does Google reward the same type of structure? If the answer is yes, I know what I would do. Okay, so here. So this guy, saw him before. He's leading with location. So just like that other player, I forget what it was. So I think it's junk removal Jacksonville. You have 2 different players that show up most often, right? The 2 players that show up so much are Junk King and then this guy right here, J Dog Junk Removal. These are the 2 players that I see very consistently showing up, right? And then their structure is identical. It's pretty much the same, right? Like they're leading with location. So they're leading with location. Yeah, they're leading with location. Even 1-800-GOT-JUNK is leading with location. So great. And then when I'm on their site, now let's do bed removal in Jacksonville, Florida. Bed removal in Jacksonville, Florida. How are they doing it? Leading with location. So there's location, then it's location plus it's location, then service. So here's the play. There's no question in my mind, G. How this should be set up is and then what do we do? Here. We do, I mean, you can put it any way you want. We do beds. We do, I don't know, office. We do, what else? I don't know. What else do? You do, I don't know, furniture. You know what you do. And then the same thing here. Jacksonville, great. We don't do any other states. So Jacksonville. Ville, and then I would do the same exact thing again. Grab this, Control C, Control V, put this here. What do we do? Well, we do beds. We do, I don't know, furniture. This matches what the current performers have. It has our services. It has our locations. When you look at all the main players, they're leading with location, ending with service. Period. End. Give me somebody else. Give me 1 second, and I'll meet up with you. Okay, sorry about that. Remember, not only do I do SEO, but I used to be an auctioneer. So we still offer a scale. So people will bring jewelry, gold, silver, numismatic. They'll bring in coins, advertising. I like comic books, so I still get people periodically like, "Hey, I got this collection, or I got this, or I got that." I'm like, nah, I just primarily buy gold, silver, comic books, and advertising. And then, if you need a website, let me know. So here, we'll keep going here. Become a member. All right. Hey, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Hey, Chris, any new Google plugins you're using? No, we keep it pretty simple and standard. Hey, Chris, you review out Miami and give me some tips to improve SEO. Hot tub removal. Okay, so you're giving me things, but I think for you, G, that's what I would run with. If you take a look at 1-800-GOT-JUNK, even they're laying it that way. They're leading with location / service for that location. That's it. That's what I would do. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it that way, but I think you'll find the best success, and your pages are really light. I'd really take a look at that. I really, really would. Just because a big dog, what I mean by a big dog, 1-800 Got Junk or the Junk King has 200 words, really take a look at that SERP, right? Figure out what the optimization is. How many headers do you need? Just because they're getting away with very little words and duplicating content doesn't mean that you can. All right. So take a look at the top 10. How many headers on average? How many words? What's the density? Then start taking a look at referring domains and internal links. All right. So I hope that helps to you. Google 1500. Chris, can you review out? Okay. What do you mean before link decay? Link decay meaning that links lose value over time. There's a decay on link value. That's what I mean. All right. And all right, that's going to end it. I'm sorry, I meant to end it and then go to the door, but thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope this has been fun. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Check out SEO Mastermind if you get time, proxypixie.com. If you're a ProxyPixie member and you need a refresh or something, it's support@proxypixie.com. That's the email. Alfredo takes